Please let us know the sound quality so we can begin this broadcast. Please let us know the sound quality so we can begin this broadcast. Please let us know the sound quality so we can begin this podcast. All right. So Amanda said it's okay, so we can begin now.
That now will let me pause.
Can I hear you? It's even hearing you. They say the sound system is low.
So see how these people are affected. 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 See how these see how these people are affected. See how these people are affected by screen. So see. That's not what I'm a buso. So see. Wow.
Mayor Junction, the water for our area, and where the please help us to test the area for us and buy feed for us. Please to take care. We have profile in releases here. You have to look at us.
See. Wow.
So because the people build all in a junior case, no way for the water to go. This is the problem we're facing here.
So this is regular. You people been experiencing this?
I just moved here to do my fat and this one with me, my fat. They happen to why again to tell the same to them. They're going green. It happens. Always happen to us. So
All right, so we are in Pinville or Cement Hill, right before heading to a Junction. So see how the people have to disorganize their, their apartments because of this kind of a incident. Because of this kind of a incident. Because of this kind of a incident, see how they have to. Wow, see? Wow. Wow, see?
She little old, y'all
This is disastrous. This is very much disastrous, and they are calling on the aid of the government and the lawmaker to see how best they can. So see. So we have to. Yeah, excuse 1 minute. So yeah, so we have to. Oh, oh. Okay. So how see how these people have to live uncomfortable because of the rain. So every day and night they have to be worrying because whenever the rain fall, this is how that area looks. This is how that area. This is how that area looks. So you have to leave because you have to leave because you have to leave because this is how the water, enter his house and see the level of the water here. So we are stay in Cement Hill. We are staying in Cement Hill. We are staying in Cement Hill in Pinville. Here there be a community. Pinville, Cement Hill, where community dwellers community dwellers are affected by this heavy downpour of rain. So we just entered the rainy season and we have not yet gone in the middle part of the rainy season and see how disastrous it is and how these communities dwellers have been affected by the how these communities dwellers have been affected by the downpour of rain, and these communities have been over flood led because of the rain. So they have to be passion for see the level of which the water have reached, and they have to be living uncomfortably because of the water. So they are calling on the aid of the government to see this as an emergency. So yeah, so to see this as an emergency, to see this as an emergency, to come to the aid. To see this as an emergency, to come to the aid. Well, actually, it is very much disastrous. These people have to live uncomfortable, and just imagine they are living in this kind of a environment, in this kind of a area where they are kids, so they will experience. Hmm? You expected to come check out how the worker is? Yeah. People can't understand it. The blue year, you know what happened here before? I can't guess it. How we don't know. The blue year, all right, thank you. So he's trying to explain how this flood has affected them. I come in.
Okay. Good morning, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. A pleasant good morning and welcome to another edition of the Today Show right here on your favorite dial 107.5 megahertz. We're also coming to you live on Fabric 101.1. So today happens to be Monday, the 17th day of the month of June. AD 2024. And it's a pleasure to be back here again to serve you a very, very scrumptious breakfast on this Monday morning from ODS Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zwobel, as usual, and I'm going to be driving you through alongside my colleagues here. Denise Nipson and Chokon Flaman. They will join me later on the show so that we can, bring to you information that you need to know and provide our own perspectives about happenings in the country. So the issue of flood is a serious, serious problem, and it's going to be a serious, serious problem for the entire rainy season. As a matter of fact, we haven't gone anywhere in the middle of rainy season, and you are experiencing the kind of flooding in various communities in Pinville and in Monrovia. So it's going to be it's going to be a very serious situation, and the National Disaster Management Agency has already predicted that there's going to be heavy rainfall this rainy season, and that is going to cause a lot of flooding, windstorm, and a lot of other disaster is going to be accompanied by, the heavy downpour of rain this season. And, we've already started experiencing that so early, so early. I just, today happens to be the 17th day, of the month of June, and it's not easy. But that is it. That is why it's important, for the Ministry of Public Works, the Environmental Protection Agency, and all those relevant institutions to, do their job, to ensure that people don't build along waterways, people don't build in drainages, people don't build in, swamps and all of that, because those are some of the repercussions of, building in those areas. And I think the government has got to put its feet to the ground to ensure that this does not continue to happen, because the more people built in those waterways or along those waterways, the more flooding will occur. All right. So if you have more people just building continuously in waterways, it's just going to expand, the level of flooding. Is just going to exacerbate the level of flooding in the country. So I think this government, those relevant institutions, have got to put their feet to the ground, because from what I'm seeing, and the National Disaster Management Agency has already predicted that there's going to be severe situation of flooding, where over 100,000 citizens are going to be affected. Yeah, and I hope the National Disaster Management Agency is prepared, is all set. They told us the other time that they are prepared, to respond to some of these disasters when they occur, to be able to, help or provide assistance to those that will be affected in these kinds of disasters. So that is it. The video you're watching is from the ELWA community area. Along the GSA road as well, there's a huge issue of flooding just in many parts of Monrovia. Many parts of Monrovia. Yes, I do agree with you. The issue of free land problem. Josh Tobe But that does not mean you should go and build in waterways. You see how, folks who did that are being affected, even though some of those that have been affected did not build in the waterways, but because some people decide to go and build in the waterways, the entire community is affected. Other people who build at the right place or right places are now being affected because of this situation. So we will continue to experience this because there is going to be heavy downpour of rain this rainy season. And talking about rain, let's bring you the weather forecast for today, Monday, the 17th of June. So we're experiencing a cloudy weather, a morning shower in spots in parts of Monrovia, followed by a thunderstorm in parts of Monrovia in the afternoon. So the weather is going to be mostly cloudy today. A morning shower will occur in parts of Monrovia, followed by a thunderstorm as well in parts of Monrovia. So let's bring you the hourly weather forecast. So from now till 10 o'clock, from now till 10 o'clock, I ought to say in the next 2 hours, we are going to experience just overcast. That is a gloomy weather. 10 o'clock is predicted that it's going to rain. 11 o'clock is also forecasted that it's going to rain. 12 o'clock, yes, we're going to experience cloudy weather without rain. 1 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to experience thunder showers. That is, we're going to experience showers and lightning and thunder in the afternoon hours, up until 3 o'clock, where we just going to have an overcast. That is a gloomy weather or a cloudy weather until 7 o'clock this evening to 8 o'clock, when there's going to be 2 hours of rainfall. And the rainfall is measured at 50% during that period. At 9 o'clock, we're going to experience no rainfall until 11 and the next day. Yeah, so that's the weather forecast for you today. So wherever you're going, you want to go alongside you all of your rain gears, your umbrellas, your rain boots, your raincoats, and just whatever you can, use to prevent yourself from getting soaked up or wet by the rain, and to stop you from being delayed. Because sometimes if you don't have rain gears at all, you have to wait under the shelter for the rain to stop falling, or for the rain to subside before you can begin your journey. And if you are going to work, you're probably going to get late. So that's why it's important that you walk alongside your rain gear. You don't have to be told, because this is the rainy season and you are already experiencing the downpour of rain. So that is it. And for those of you playing the Spoon 107.5 Mega Daily Cash Splash, thanks for playing. Folks have already started playing from what I'm seeing on the dashboard here. So the dashboard here for the radio entertainment game opens every morning here at 7 o'clock from Mondays to Fridays. So the dashboard opens for our show at 7 o'clock. So you can begin playing the radio game at 7 o'clock here every morning. And this morning is going to be special because we're going to be increasing the number of winners from 20 to 40. So 40 persons will be winning here. Okay, this morning, 40 persons instead of 20. And as the day go, every day will come, we're going to ensure that the number of winners are increased. And thanks to Radio Entertainment for that collaboration. All right. So Radio Entertainment in collaboration with Spoon FM is offering 2,500 Liberian dollars here this morning. But you need to play, you need to dial the playing code, which is star 799 hatch, star 799 hatch. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. You choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents US or 100 Liberian dollars. And once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars. So you can start playing and keep playing from now up until 9:55 when we will be doing our draw. So 40 persons, 40, not 20 anymore, 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars here on the show this morning. So keep on playing the radio game. But folks, there are a lot of issues to talk about here. Today, the flooding is just one of the issues that we have to talk about in various communities, especially those swame areas and those areas where you have people building in the waterways and all of that. The Ministry of Public Works, the ministry, the Environmental Protection Agency, and all relevant institutions have got to put their feet to the ground. If not so, this situation is going to, in the nearby future, if people just, build anyway, anyhow they feel like building, not taking into consideration drainages, not taking into consideration that they are building in waterways, is going to cause a very, very serious disaster. It's already causing a serious disaster, but if care is not taken, if measures or mechanisms are not put into place right now to, curtail that, to stop that, it might just lead to a bigger disaster as time goes by. All right. So hope the relevant authority can take you, and the citizens themselves, you yourself have a responsibility to, build, not to build in the waterways. You have a responsibility to know that if you build in the waterways, it's not only going to affect you, but it's going to affect, your surroundings. It is going to affect your surroundings. Yeah, so it's going to affect you, and it's going to affect other people who did not build, who did not make that decision to build in the waterways. So when you're doing it, don't just think about yourself, but think about the other people around you. And this is kind of very, very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing, especially in this kind of environment, in this kind of economic situation we are in Liberia. Because once your area gets flooded, the next thing is you need shelter. You need another area to sleep. Where will you be squatting? And this is not going to be a short-term thing. It might go for the entire rainy season, because it's been predicted by the National Disaster Management Agency that we're going to experience a heavy downpour of rain, and we are already experiencing that. So even if somebody, gives you somewhere to squat today after your area got flooded, maybe the following week again, there's going to be another heavy downpour of rain. So you're going back to that person, to help you with shelter. So it's a serious problem. It's leaving a lot of people homeless, and a lot of people are going to be homeless for this entire rainy season because of the flooding. And our government need to do something about this. It is their responsibility. Even though the citizens have a responsibility, to fulfill, but you need to be on their back. You need to ensure that they do it. Because if you don't ensure it, they might not do it. And if they don't do it, it becomes a problem for the entire community. That's the same problem we have with people building along the alleys, in alleys, and all of that. So there is a need for the relevant government institutions to put measures in place to stop this, since is yet at a level that is a little bit manageable, that is a little bit controllable. Because in the next 5 years, in the next 6 years, in the next 10 years, if everything just remains as it is, where everybody just goes and build anywhere they want to build, building waterways, it's going to lead to a serious disaster. Because the more people building the waterways, the more, when there is flooding, there's going to be flooding at other areas, at other places where there were no flooding. So the government has got to, step in to ensure that this does not happen. Yeah, we shouldn't, have a country where people just building anyhow, any way they want to build. No zoning system, nothing. The entire area is the building just disorganized, very very disorganized. So we hope something can be done about that, because we are already seeing the aftermath of the failure of the government, the failure of the citizens themselves, to adhere to, not building in the waterways. We are already seeing the repercussion, and this is bad. Already things are difficult in Liberia, and things have been difficult not only under this regime, of course. Our economic situation has always, been that tough. There are more poor people in Liberia than rich people, more people who are not able to afford in Liberia. So you got your little place, you squatting there. At least it's better. The next thing you want to do is to hustle to feed yourself. Hustle to feed yourself. But if another problem comes in now, flooding, where do you go? Now you're thinking about going to rent another place. Where are you getting that money from to go to rent when you cannot even put food on your table every day? It's difficult. It's tough to do that. So where do you go next? So you become a burden to other people. You become a burden. You become a liability to other people, and it just kind of increases the adversity that you are going through. So I've been joined by Denise. Denise, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Yeah, Casey, and good morning to all of our followers. It's good to be back on Monday morning, and like you said it right, the issue about flooding during rainy season is of serious concern, and at this point, it's actually something that we need to talk about. But how to solve that situation is what perhaps for the future, the Public Works and Environmental Protection Agency and all relevant agencies that are responsible, to ensure that the zonal demarcation and all of that, those who are hoping to build, who be owners of houses, builders, can follow those procedures or those guidelines in terms of how to build and where they should build those demarcation, looking at the alley, taking into consideration the waterways and all of that. It is important to regulate those issues because, like we see in our various communities, whenever it rains, you realize that the entire place gets flooded, especially for those who are living in swammy area and other wetlands area. You realize that they suffer very much when it comes to flooding. And what is fortunate for some people is because our soil, where we live, the soil we have in Liberia, whenever the rain ceases, you realize that the soil will absorb, the water. So most often we don't have that disaster that we really see around in
Yeah,
other countries
that will
where,
persist for a longer
yes,
time.
where people will get affected badly and people get drowned, people died and all of that. But it is important for government to take control of this and to try to put in some mechanism as to how they can really avert the situation, because there are areas that the flooding is too much. And I was making reference the last time to my area that we live around that area, and we had not had an issue of much flooding like that. But there was a fellow who constructed his house right. He said that was his land, so he had his fence built in the waterways. So at the end of the day, the entire community becomes, flooded whenever there's rain and what have you. So it's a situation that not just unique to the community I'm talking about, or my community, but it's something that is unique to every other or majority of the communities in Liberia, where people feel that, yeah, this is my land, this is where I should build because I bought this land and I have to build anywhere. So people do not take into consideration alleys, they do not take into consideration waterways to ensure. And what they are doing also, they are also causing danger to themselves, because the house you build, it gets undermined by the water. And you yourself, that the lifespan of your construction will not last because of where you build your house. So it is important that they start on sensitizing, people, creating the awareness and making sure they work. And it's not the problem of Liberia. We have this issue. People get, appointed, people get to position, but the issue about implementation is what lacking in our country. To implement laws, to implement regulations. Someone will try to wanting to bend the law and the kind of a thing to bypass and say, because I know this person, so the person gave me money and stuff like that. So it is actually troubling. It is something that we need to work around, not to wait to see disaster or real disaster happening, before Liberians or the government can start to take stringent measures as it relates to that. And all of these things can lead to sickness and diseases, because you have pollution, you have dirt piled around, and whenever there's rainfall, the place is flooded. Even the issue about latrine, there are some community hygiene, it is not hygienically safe. And when it rain like that, you realize that all of the feces, the urine, the dirt, and everything is in the water, and people had to walk in the same water and go to places they had to pass. So it is a lot. Hope, I don't know how this can be, solved, but I think there's a solution as to how they can do it, how people build those houses or those places, or how they can open drainages and thing. And just an example, around the SD Cooper Road, because that's the end I live, SD Cooper Road towards ERW Junction, where you have the Congo Town ending towards, there's a car wash around that area. They built a store right in the waterways, right there. Although there's a drainage they place there, but that is not enough. That is not enough. And when the rainfall, you realize that the entire road gets flooded. The water is coming on the road.
Even across that road, there's a church that was also built in the swamp.
In the swamp.
They are all on the waterways.
And they try to fill in that place. And it is actually troubling. It is actually troubling. We know that people want to build, people want to, occupy places, fill the land, I think, but that should be done properly. Because if it's not done that way, we'll have a lot of disaster in the future, and that won't be able to, avert or have a situation to solve that problem. So hope government can do the needful. Now there's a new government, this government of President Wakai. Hope they can do well, with the EPA, with the public works, and all of those areas, where they can work on the issue about flooding, the issue about drainages being worked. And most of the drainages now are blocked. People put dirt in it, they don't clean it, and all of that. So at the end of the day, you realize that all of these problems are a lot of things that cause this problem.
Yeah, sure. We are just hoping that the government, all of the relevant government institutions, can do what is right to be able to curb these kinds of situations, because it's very, very embarrassing. It just intensify the adversity, the hardship that a lot of people are going through, even though some of those same people are responsible, for what's going on, building in the waterways. But again, sometimes, some of them do that ignorantly. That is why the government
Yeah, that is why.
should be there to tell them what to do and
Yeah,
what not to do, where to build
and
and
why
where
not
not
to
to
build?
build.
Yeah.
That's the responsibility of the government. But if the government is not doing that, people will go about ignorantly, just building. I don't think, if I know that if I build in, you know,
What's the
a
word? Ali?
yeah, in an alley or in a waterway, I'm cognizant of the fact that during rainy season I'm going to be affected. My entire home is going to be flooded. I don't think I'll be happy if I'm told about that. I don't think I'll want to go ahead doing that. So it also requires sensitization, because a lot of the citizens just go about ignorantly, building, and
Building.
at the end of the day, it becomes a problem for them. But we've been joined by Chokon Flaman. Chokon, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Legacy and Dennis. Good morning to our many listeners.
Good morning.
Have been a great weekend, but a super one to reflect on. And
You get a proposal to the lady?
I did a proposal.
It's a great weekend.
Yeah, it's a great weekend. Once you have life, you
I
should be
know.
grateful. To God for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, Legacy, and then this flooding. It's the new wave of increasing poverty on the people who are already suffering. The Liberian Senate last week, someone through the Maserati County Senator uh, Sir Joseph were able to request the summoning of the relevant stakeholders to appear before the Senate to explain why people are building giant structures in the waterways and alleys and which causing serious flooding in various communities. They were concerned about the form and manner in which ordinary Liberians have been seeing on social media, struggling maybe to get to their home. Some are sleeping in the water, no way to get outside to go and get food. Yesterday, you saw the Red Cross moving in the water to go and make sure people have food to eat in their homes. People who couldn't get outside. So it's a serious issue. You can see we are going towards the main rainy season. This is we are just in the initial part, and we just seeing what we're seeing, that there's no way that Liberians can just escape this. We will go through it, and there's a need for the lawmakers, the stakeholders to intervene, because mine is September, October. It wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be easy. While we have climate change, but there is need for us to take precaution as a country and as a people. So we are expecting, I think tomorrow they're going to be the EPA going to appear, or the land authority going to appear, and other stakeholders going to appear to say what's happening, how people are getting permit to build in the waterways, especially those who building those giant structures, shops, stores, supermarkets, and all of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And for me, I just think um, the Liberian Senate or the legislature should be looking for a way forward on this particular matter. instead of acting as though they don't know, what is unfolding. We should just be big, because I mean the problem is already at hand.
Mhm.
We should be proffering
We
solutions.
just need solution.
We
That's
just
all.
need intervention. So if
Exactly.
they are summoning those guys, they should be, I think, asking for way forward. What can they do moving forward to be able to solve the problem? Because the
Short-term
problem,
solution.
yes, at least short-term solution and a long-term solution.
Yeah.
Because the problem is already on hand. We experiencing heavy downpour of rain this week. We're going to experience a very, very heavy downpour of rain. We're going to have more flooding this week,
Wow.
according to the weather forecast. So they should be looking for solution. They should be calling those guys to ask them, what can they do, to find solution, instead of acting like they themselves don't know, some of the causes or what's responsible for what's happening. So it's very important that people are out there. Some of them are shirtless. Some of them are squatting with friends. Some of them are not able to go about their normal activities, go to work, and do other things just because of this very, very embarrassing situation. Just imagine you lying down one evening, and there's rain falling. Your pressure increases. Your worry increases. You're thinking, you're awake, you're not sleeping anymore. So this is embarrassing, and I think that the relevant authority is something that has persisted. You see, in Liberia, we usually don't tackle problems from the onset.
Absolutely.
From the initial stage of the problem, we just overlook it. We just look at it and say, let it be, let it be. But when it gets worse, that's the time, we say we
want to find
we
solution.
want to find solution. And at that time, to find a prompt solution is difficult.
Yeah.
Well, because the problem has already intensified. So now to find a solution is just going to be difficult, because now to avoid this the flooding, now if this must actually be avoided, you have to go and start breaking down houses that have been built in waterways.
Yeah, but some of those houses,
if you're breaking down those houses, those people will expect compensation. You only just want to break down people's houses they've been living in for a couple of years without any kind of compensation. They will need compensation. So it's a whole long process. But I still think it's not yet late. The experts, the technocrats in that particular sector need to go together, brainstorm how they can solve this problem.
aside from that, the disaster management agency has expressed preparedness. So we visited their warehouses, and we saw a lot of mattresses. Those are relief items for victims of fire and flooding, especially during this time, will be for flooding. Mattresses, rice beans, and the rest of them. They also have emergency vehicles like ambulance and other trucks to carry relief items to people. But in all legacy, flooding has become a global phenomenon across the world. If you watch the news, you hear that everywhere. Where you don't expect for to happen. You listen to the radio, you find out that flooding is all over the world now due to climate change and all of that. So Liberia is no exception. So I listen to other people trying to narrow that to the past administration and other people attributing that to this administration. It's just laughable when you listen to comments like that.
So let's try to sample the views of Liberia on this particular topic before delving into other talking points here. Call us on 0777771075. We are discussing the issue of flooding. There's flooding everywhere, and it's predicted or forecasted that there's going to be heavy downpour of rain this rainy season. So at this initial stage, if we are experiencing this level of flooding, so it means that we are expecting a lot more severe disaster
And we don't
in the middle of the rainy season or at the verge.
And we don't even have the
end of the
early
rainy
warning
season.
system to
Yeah.
tell us whether there will be disaster in ERWA, there will be
Yeah.
disaster in Newtown, in
nothing.
Bannersville,
What-
or in
what-
Bond County, all of these things. That's why we need those
what I
sophistication.
witnessed over the
you know.
weekend at the disaster management agency, according to the executive director, there was a system set up by USAID, and the system is that we were shown the system and we saw two photographs,
They
but we
don't
don't
have
know.
national disaster, early warning system in Liberia.
And they do have. I don't know.
No, they don't
he
have.
said.
They don't have.
He said the system informs.
It's a meteorological, perhaps.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's why he said
They don't
that
have early
informs
warning
the government about disaster, maybe epicenter of certain thing that will happen. There's a whole working center.
Yeah.
there.
Let's go to the lines. Call us on 0777 I'm sure a lot of Liberians are interested in this topic because a lot of them have been affected by this disaster of flooding. So call us and let's hear you. 0777 055 are the numbers to put it through. And don't forget to play the radio game. Today, the number of winners have been increased to 40, from 20 to 40. So 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars. So when you play, there's a higher probability that you are going to win because of the increase in the number of winners. Dial the playing code *77, that's *79#. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee. And the playing fee is just 70 cents USD or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you pay the playing fee through a mobile money account, both LD or USD, or better still, if you don't have money on your mobile money account, you just go and buy the recharge card, recharge it, or activate it on your new Star Cell SIM card, and you can play from there, and you automatically get into the draw and stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars this morning. 40 persons will be walking away with that. Let's talk to our first caller. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Good morning. My name is D. You see, my children, you are hard work, your community, your family.
Yeah,
we're okay.
We're good.
Thank God, thank you. You see, this is our own problem, and people continue to do it. Can't even know. We know this person is an ally. Then you tell us there. Just to create problem for yourself and for other people. You see what's going on now? We see things. If we stop it, we wait for them to put stress behind us, or we wait for thousands of people to die before we come to our senses. It's wrong. We know this is an alley. Why must we build a house there? Because I heard over the radio just now that somebody built their house to fence right in the alley because he said that his land. You buy the land. The person you have found an alley going, but if you build your house and you know that it's an alley there, why can't you use your own fence? I will own proper my children. Do everything. Government come, the same thing. Tell me one more. What's up? When I can learn something? Thank you, man. It's frustrating.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling to you all. Let's talk to this other person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from. Good morning, are you there? Good morning. Okay, so we'll call us on 0777 771 0777 771 0555 Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. Your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, let's hear you. Where you calling from? Tomorrow.
Let's hear you more.
It's very serious, around the Baptist church, where we call the power set area, down to the Giving Yard. We are taking a serious problem, and we are killing us. Citizens to go and demonstrate.
To demonstrate?
That you record. Oh, you have to demonstrate because that time something happening in the country that the only time people pay attention to you. But when you say that, say that out when you go to the person, when you engage them, they will not do anything. So the men went wet at it, drainage. You wetted. I didn't call it at it, but drainage. Then when you wetted a morning building, can you imagine they go Monday? Water into all over, even in my apartment. And I'll be affecting my computers. I got all of my documents, including my books, everything got done the first time. Then we moved there. Yesterday again, the thing didn't happen. So you imagine we went to room, there's nothing else you can do. And what I do is they do it at setting the names. When you set land, don't let set land because after you finish setting all the land, everything clean, then you send the water being allocated for added or whatsoever. It's bad in this country. Can you imagine we are not even going deeper of the rain season? We are going through a kind of situation. Most of the morning horses here, water entering everything. It is the first time it happens.
Okay.
So that's a situation that we are faced with. And as I said from the beginning, if we approach the situation on a good atmosphere, when no good response, then we will demonstrate. I mean it.
Okay, thanks for calling. Thanks for giving your opinion. Let's talk to this other person. Good morning, your name and where you joining us from? Good morning. Okay, we lost that caller. Let's talk to this other person. Good morning.
Good morning, Yagazi, and good morning to my sister.
Good morning.
My name is Fode Mohammed Kakwe Political Name, and I do join you this morning from the headquarters of the Movement for Intellectual Exchange in Flower Town.
Okay.
The people who got a problem are those people who call themselves property owner, landlords. They are embarrassing those tenants. Serious embarrassment. You know very well that this place is an alley. Building there, it will cause problems in the future. And looking at Labua, we got 2 seasons. The rainy season and the dry season, and you know how heavy our rainy season, especially in the month of August and September. You know how severe the rain can fall. At times, even July can bring a bit more heavy than the September rain. You go taking all of those things into consideration and building in a swampy area where tomorrow when rain falls, it will disturb the people that are renting from you. There's a complete problem you embarrassing you put people in. And even the government approval, you should monitor those things. Do not allow the net bill to the place and go after 2, 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years. Then you start saying you want to remove them because you know when the net gets straight to the place. And after 5, 6, 7 years, before you take the net from the place, you have to give it madam. You have to compensate. So just because you want to compensate the net, so you allow the net to occupy the place. Why the place can be vulnerable until the day you government you ready to fix that place and make it more unique or more nasty. But you allow someone to build there.
Thank you.
This is the embarrassment on the both sides.
Thank you, Political Yang. Thank you. Thanks for calling. The numbers are 0777 77 1075. 0555 101075. Those are the numbers to put you through. Let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from. Good morning. Okay. So 0777 77 1075. 0555 101075 are the numbers to put you through. We are discussing the issue of flooding. And for those of you watching Spawn TV Live, Super TV Live, Fabric TV Live, and via our YouTube channel, the video there is from the Siemens Hill community. That is in the ELWA area. You know, that area as well was affected by flooding on yesterday. You see how terrible the video there is. Let's talk to more folks here. Good morning, your name and where you join us from. Good morning, are you there? Okay. Don't forget to play the radio game. It's on. 40 persons walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars here this morning on the show. 40 persons instead of 20. So 40 winners will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars. The playing code is *7 using your no star cell GSM SIM card. *7 select number 3 after dialing *7 and you choose how to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents USD or 100 Liberian dollars. Then you automatically get into the draw. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. You want to lower the volume of the radio or you walk away from your radio, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm Alfonso G. Howard calling from the Tuason area.
Alfonso, let's say.
Okay. What I actually have to say about this water issue is I think what the main authority can do is to store all the lessons software and then want them because those guys are selling good places just to want money. And there's no way they will sell without impacting the software. And this software will be there and take the money and then get those places out. Now, as I speak to you, we are facing the same problem at down to go water sample community. The same issue there. The swamp, those guys are selling the swamp, they are not taking out no area, and people are filling the swamp and building them. And that's because the software want money. They are there, they are not even observing the area. So I think those lessons software should be poor and be seriously wrong on this issue.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Very, very much. So, folks, that's it. Let's hear from some of the victims of this flood disaster incident.
Other people that come to like it and see what you can do for the water.
All right. So, yeah.
It's not easy. So we are asking government, there's no free passage. So when they build the houses and the dirt stick in it. So that is a major challenge we have been having in the community. And it's coming from it. Because as we are seeing my area, it's not easy. So we are asking government, we are asking other people that come to like it.
All right. So, like, this have been a constant thing.
Grass season down, it can be good. Rainy season, it can be worse.
And as we have been told that most of the residents in the community have left their various homes and moved elsewhere to stay for some time until this can, come to, a stop.
Yeah. More people are living in the community because due to the rain, due to the reason about the farm, we found a place to go. And for us, we live in the community and got property here, so I cannot move from here now. So we just need the help of government and see how left can be easy for us. But as you see, when it comes to dry season, the thing can be normal. But rainy season, all the children crop and people build houses there. So you will find out the rain coming outside and finding a good way to go.
Okay. That's the feedback. All right. So, welcome back, victim of the flood disaster there in the Cement Hill community in the ELWA area. They're calling on the government, for help. So that is it, folks. It is something serious, and it's something that is just going to intensify as we've been told that there's going to be more rainfall this particular rainy season. So the government has got to do more to prevent such situation, and the National Disaster Management too should brace itself, to be able to provide assistance, to victims of this disaster. You heard, one of the victims saying that in that particular community, during the rainy season, the community dwellers, they leave They leave the community to go and find somewhere, to be for the entire rainy season. And when the rainy season is over, they come back into the community and just like that. And this is unfortunate.
It means that the community dwellers will have to leave their homes for 6 months.
Yeah.
Get away, leave to wherever, and return after 6 months. So you only have half a year in your home. It's a difficult thing, I think not only appearing at the Liberian Senate, those authorities, but to also find a solution to a permanent solution to it, to ensure that drainages are clear, people don't build in waterways, and community dwellers should also see this as self-initiative. Report whatever you see people building giant structures in the waterways. You should be able to report it to the land authority, disaster management agency, and EP, and all. This is a multi-sectorial approach now that we are going to, because if we do not, we might just experience more of those who are not affected now might just be affected in the future.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so folks, we will get past this particular discussion to bring to you another discussion. Last week it was reported by several media outlets that the Ministry of Justice kind of gave a compassionate leave to the former Associate Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Gloria Scott. And that has been in the news. It's something that everybody has been discussing. Opposition members have criticized the government of undermining the laws of the country. Somebody who was persecuted and found guilty, giving a compassionate leave. On what basis? Because compassionate leave is usually given when the person maybe is medically ill, sick, or maybe the person must go out there, to cater to a family member. That is, that person is the only person alive to cater to that family member, or to form part of, a funeral of, a family member, or for other purposes. So, report of, the former the former Chief Justice of the Republic being given compassionate leave is something that have been talked about, and people have, had mixed reactions about that. But just, last week, she came up and she reacted to this, saying that the news is not true. The report is false and is misleading, and it has a negative portrayal of the image of the country. But let's listen to her in this brief video to hear some of the things that she said.
Liberia was established since the early 1800s. So the name Liberia has been around more than 200 years. And for professional persons, professional institutions who have their institutional reputation to protect, would now have done the due diligence after getting a story to verify, to have run with this issue that has taken on a global force of its own, and then in the aftermath decide to come and verify. It's so sad. Very sad. Very, very sad. It's sad.
That's my initial reaction. And it's from the bottom of my heart how sad it is. Because we read some of the publications the president has granted compassionate. Like I said, this is an old country. The University of Liberia, the Liberia College has existed in the 1800s, meaning that we've had educated people here since that time. We at the Crown School of Law, we had lawyers here for a period of time, decades. The president of Liberia, President Walker, has granted compassionate leave. Does the president grant compassionate leave? It's so sad. It's so sad. But that's where we are.
Second, so we, on behalf of the government, sincerely apologize for whatever level of psychological damage this fake news being reported in media may have caused you and other poor defendants are here at democracy.
It's a continuation of the cruel and inhumane treatment. We take note.
So we have journalists. Please point the camera out.
And the fact that they had keys, and some of us who are the defendants heard this person or these persons asking this male, asking this girl for keys, asking Chalo for keys as she was being stabbed. Now these people have keys. So we wrote the minister and said, look, the whole scenario is set so that these people who enter this premises will get away with what they've been doing. This is a continuation. And the way they rate is written. Clearly, any first year you in law school for maybe even 2 months, you can pass away, and that will be the end of the whole thing. And the fact that these people have keys is critical. They need a deeper investigation. And you can't charge them $4,000 when you haven't even spoken to me who own the premises, who own the property. The items that were taken, you did no contact with me whatsoever. And you did.
Okay, so that's the voice of the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment. Gloria Scott speaking about media report that she was granted compassionate leave by the government of Liberia. She refuted the report. She says the report is false and misleading, and she expressed a disappointment in the Liberian media, for just reporting information without any verification, without reaching out to the source of the information to give his side or her side of the story. Chokon, you've been listening.
Yeah, I have been following the story when this news broke. I reached out to the Deputy Information Minister acting, Daniel Sando, and I told him that there was a need that we can find a way around the prison to see whether to authenticate or ascertain whether Madam Scott is still in jail or not, because this information is just uncalled for, and before we can say anything, we needed to do that. And he said to me, Trocon, is true, so let's work around it. He make a lot of calls, and on Saturday I received a call that there were independent journalists along with the Ministry of Information to go and ask the team to see Madam Scott in prison. And we went there along with the Solicitor General Daniel Sano and the Mika team, along with several journalists from different radio stations and newspapers, went at the Monrovia Central Prison. And when we arrived there, we met the prison superintendent. He said to us, "You are not going to use your phone here. This is not just an ordinary place where you just go and take photos or do recording. You will not use your phone and all of that." And we proceeded in. We went in the waiting room. The interview was done in the waiting room. You know, if you go to see your family member, in the movies, those who are not now visited prison before, you will see that there's a particular place they will bring them. Yeah, so you can see them. So we went there and we sat there, and they went for Madam Scott. And the prison superintendent said, "Can we bring the other defendants along?" And we said, "Madam Scott is the lead person in this case, so we would like to see her first. Maybe the other people we can see them later." And they brought her before us, and she expressed a disappointment in the media. Why didn't the media reach out to her to make sure that whether she's there or not, to hear her side before the publication? And when we were there, the prison superintendent and the Mika folks said that we should not go live. We should just see her and walk away. And I said, no, we see her to just go away. Maybe we go and read a story or publish anything. It's also good, but it will be prudent enough for the people outside there to see us here live, so we can do a live video from here. And they when they had a little meeting, they came back and said yes, but only the Ministry of Information will do that recording, will do the live. And that's how we resorted to the Ministry of Information doing the live. And if you listen to the video or if you watch the video, we also ask questions. Independent journalists ask questions. And one of those questions that I asked was, aside from the purported compassionate leave, Madam Scott, there are also been reports that you visited your home to see whether your properties and other things that you have at home are intact after the reports of a burglary at your home. And she explained where this entire compassionate leave issue came from. That she did not go home, but she in her communication after
consular requested for a compassionate leave,
yeah,
but it wasn't granted.
Even up to now, it has not been granted. They requested for it based on what happened,
the burglary at the house,
at the home. So she was shocked that they just said the alleged thieves should just should pay 4,000 without any family member,
consulting her to know the value
of what was stolen from the house. So that was when she said this entire compassionate leave came about. But there have been no point in time that the Ministry of Justice has granted anything as such.
According to them.
Yeah.
Those people are spokesperson for them.
So that was it. But again, it says a lot. She expressed disappointment, and she also said this is one of the things that really Liberians, especially Liberian media, needs to work on in trying to do finding in publishing stories that they hear or see and all that.
Okay, let's hear from Dennis.
Okay, I listened to Chokon talking about that, and I think the issue about Madam Scott, I read a story on one of our reputable news outlets. And from what I read, it did not say that she left prison. There in the article, it said that her lawyer or legal people requested passionate leave, but till now they were still trying to reach out to the authority to know whether she was granted a leave or not, but they have not gotten a word from them. So well, she said that that wasn't the case. I don't know. Well, but one thing again that caught my attention, because I visited the prison several times, in terms of the work I do, to speak to inmates at the prison. And at times it's kind of difficult in Liberia. It is very difficult for a journalist to interview an inmate or inmates at the prison.
Yeah.
You get too much of here and there, and at times it will tell you have to write a communication to the Ministry of Justice, you have to do this one, the other person have to approve. In fact, when you go in, you don't carry gadgets in to record, you don't carry this to do this. Too many restrictions. So I'm so surprised that the Ministry of Information will just have this, even though they are government, but will just have this interaction with the former justice minister, right, in prison like that.
Yeah.
And have recordings and all of that. So I'm kind of thinking, so my analytical or analytic skill, right, or to analyze, we want to think that whether there's something more than that, because sometimes governments or whosoever want to do cover up, knowing that a story has come up and then the press has done some investigation, they have something leak, and to have a cover up. Now, yes, let's go into the interview.
So are you saying that there was a positive that she was probably granted leave to go home, but
not
because
granted
of the cover up, they have to bring her back?
I'm saying that a reputable news outlet that I know, and we all know, that have been bringing out stories, investigative stories, will come up and say that there has been this communication
yes, for compassionate
leave and all of that. And now for the government wanting to make it clear and wanting to refute such speculation, perhaps she's not released like the article said. She has demanded, she was appealing for that. So they did not say that she left and all of that. In as much as in Liberia, the problem we have is reading.
Okay.
Reading. Sometimes people will just see something, they don't read in depth, and they just start to speculate. But when you read the article, I think from the front page, it did not even say she left prison. They said her lawyer was appealing because she had this situation that she needed to attend to and all of that. Okay. So for me,
but the headline,
so let you just finish. Joko.
That the publication, the headline of Front Page Africa,
just
is clear on that.
So I'm saying that
I'm going to go through
I'm saying
of this story.
I'm saying that based on investigation a journalist or a news outlet have done, the government is trying to do a cover up in terms of wanting to perhaps this has leaked, perhaps it wasn't done the proper way, and that came up. And the news outlet ran with the story. So to do that, let's carry journalists. Let's tell them that the woman is in prison. Let's do this. Let them see. Because I know the central prison. I've visited the central prison several times to speak with inmates. It is difficult, even for you to enter, for you to go and do recording. It is very difficult. They tell you that no, you can't do this. This cannot happen. So that's my point. We all know that she's in prison, and if for any means, there should be compassionate leave. If it is the law and all of that, well, she could be granted that leave and whatsoever dispensation. But during the orderly, and when a journalist did their investigation and uncover some stuff like that, and they want to do a cover up to that I don't buy into that.
Yeah.
So aside from that, Yegacy, I would just like to weigh in on when Dennis say it is difficult for a journalist to have access to the prison. It's true. I just stated that when we went there, even though we were with the Solicitor General and the Deputy Information Minister, but we weren't allowed to use our gadgets. In fact, we were told to stay outside. Only the ministers will go in and see the woman and come back and brief the press. So when you say they just make call, they just went and
Then how
saw the
can the
lady
recording? Who
and
did
all
the
of that.
recording?
We insisted, I particularly insisted that we will not stay outside here. How do you expect for our audience to know when we stay outside here? And we were allowed in. When we were allowed in, they say again, you will not use your gadgets. You got to switch off your phone and all of that. And I insisted by saying our audience are online. They would like to see this live video from here speaking to the woman.
Okay.
And what they did again, they went in another caucus. When they returned, they said OKFM, Spoon TV, and the rest of the people will not do live. Only Mika will do a live. If you need a video, go on Mika page, get a video, get an audio, and do your story. Why the Solicitor General said there are other radio stations who are anti-government. They will go and dot video. They will have the audio maybe distorted and play it in a form and manner in which. So we want to, as a government, to get an original copy from here. We will not allow you people to do, but we went ahead and asked our questions and all of that.
Yeah. So I think Dennis, I think what the former Chief Justice was responding to was me, because she herself, she stated it's not just the media. She stated that there has been media report out there that she's been granted a leave, and I don't think if there was any media report that she just communicated or filed a communication, or her lawyer filed a communication on her behalf to be granted a compassionate leave. I don't think she would have had problem with that, because that is exactly what she said. She said it's a fact that her lawyer wrote a communication to the Justice Ministry to grant her a compassionate leave. But the story that was reported specifically, you talk about the Front Page Africa, all right? So the lead story, this story was published on the so it's updated on the 17th, June 17th. It says Front Page Africa uncovers Justice Ministry grants compassionate leave to convicted former Chief Justice Gloria Scott. So the caption of the story alone says a lot, because usually the headlines summarizes the entire story. Yeah. So if Front Page Africa is saying Front Page Africa uncovers Justice Ministry grants compassionate leave to convicted former Chief Justice Gloria Scott, but then if they go down into the story and then say another thing, then it's a contradiction.
I think it should be the headline should have been Ministry of Justice to grant.
Yeah.
To grant. But,
but if you say the Ministry of Front Page Africa uncovers that Ministry of Justice grants compassionate leave,
definitely this already happened.
It has already happened. It means the Justice Ministry has already granted.
So why are we going to read in detail
compassionate leave? So I think it was predicated upon this report that Madam Scott responded. So it's not that many folks in the media didn't, or many people didn't read the details of the story. The caption of the story alone says a lot. It summarizes the story. Yeah. So that's it. Martin Kollie has been in the news of recent. Chokon and Dennis. He was on the one-on-one with the CEO and Abdullah Kaptamba on yesterday, and he said a lot. As you may know, he's already tendered in his resignation from the tax force. All right, the assets recovery team. He's tendered in his resignation, He's the second person to do that. The first was what's his name? The
Emmanuel
guy from the
Gongwe.
EFF. Yeah,
Yeah,
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Gonkoi.
Gongor.
Emmanuel was the first to have done that, and Emmanuel on the same radio on the Spoon Talk, he said that other people will follow him based on how the head of the assets recovery team is proceeding with the supervision of the team. A lot of the members of the team are agreed, and there's a high probability that my resignation is going to be followed by a lot of other resignations from members of the team. And today we have Martin Kollie tendering in his resignation. It's not actually today, but he's tendered in his resignation about 2 days ago now. And he has gone back, according to him, to the role of a political activist, not affiliating or associating himself with any political party, not affiliating with the Unity Party. We all know that he supported the Unity Party during the campaign during the previous elections. So he has taken away or withdrawn his support. And according to him, he's going to play a role of an activist because he wants to be that person who will look at the government and tell them that what you are doing is not right. If the government is going to the ditch, if they're driving the country into the ditch, he wants to be that person, that will be able to tell them everybody can be pre-single. Everybody cannot be sycophantic. If everybody is sycophantic, then nothing good is going to happen in the country. So even though he played a pivotal role in bringing the government to power, but he has, decided, predicated on what's happening within the government. According to him, the government has been hijacked. The executive media has been hijacked, and he pointed out the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs as one of those that has hijacked, the rescue mission. And he said until some of those people can be changed, there's going to be a lot to work on. The mission will not probably be achieved if some of these people remain in the positions that they are in, and if they continue doing some of the things that they have started doing from the early stage of the Unity Party regime.
Yeah, you said it right. For me, I think the issue with Martin Kollie, and I think it is too early, to tender in resignation. I saw a put from him that he's no longer part of, the support for this government, and he's going into civil society and blah 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 and all of that. When people entrust you, or when you are trusted, and you lead people to certain agenda or certain cost, there's a need, to exercise restraint and patience and all of that, because the cause for which you led the people, you believed that yes, this would have been the best. And for example, we saw the likes of Costa, right? When Costa led Liberians, to support President Boakai then before the elections, and he brought this rescue team and all of that. And there were a lot of people who follow his idea, a lot of people who follow him and started to support President Boakai, the presidential bid of President Boakai. When he changed at a certain point in time, after maybe criticizing and damaging CDC for like the last 6 years, and showing to Liberians that why they shouldn't be elected. And when he changed and went back, we saw that no one who cared about what he said, right? Because it shows that at a certain point in time, when you say, I believe this, and you have following, in less than, or just within a short time, you come out, you say, I'm no longer part of this. sometimes people don't tend to respect you. They don't believe you. Even though at times they say when you are in this and it's not moving, you have to move your hands. But maturity and other practice will demand that sometimes you remain calm. You try to, relax yourself, forget about the too much talking, come in the public, stay at the back and see what is happening. I listened to his interview, the one-on-one with the CEO and the former CEO and Kiatama, right? And he said he has written several communication in terms of complaining and all of that. But at times too, you wait a bit to see what will happen, especially you were actually part and parcel of this. And people believe that this can work or you people will make it work. So you try to wait and no one go you have a husband and wife get married just within 6 months of the marriage. And then they tell you that we want to divorce. At times people even get frustrated and say, but why we spend all of our resources, our time to help you out to form this union, and then you want to leave? So for me, I think Martin Kollie needed to have exercise restraint to see what is happening. It is governance in as much as we sit here, and criticize the government for the wrong they will do and praise them for the good or commend them for the good that they will do. Also, we also know that there are processes and all of that. So when you get into government, you want to support the government, you should know that there will be a lot of issues. How to deal with those issues to come back to the path I wish you were elected for. That should be the goal. That should be the goal. And I listened to him as well. It was almost like he has this agreement with Grace B. His entire thing is about Grace B. But how he has this agreement. So when you say you will take that to, the president who you supported, I think he needed to have waited, like I said, for some time, exercise restraint and patience to see what will happen over the next 1 year to 2 years. Then he can come up and say, I can be part of this because, I thought I would have, see changes in the government that I supported. I led people to support. Now it's 1 year plus and they are still doing the same thing. So I cannot continue. But just 5 to 6 months, that's not maturity.
So you think it's so early for him to have resigned from supporting the party that he brought to power? That's what you say essentially.
That's what I'm
saying. Yeah, Choko, let's hear you briefly.
For me, I think Martin Kollie needs to apologize to the thousands of Liberians he led to the Unity Party. He took 6 years painting Joshua's administration as the weakest government ever elected and portraying the Unity Party as a saint to come to power. So he needs to come and apologize to those people he led. You can't bring the people in 6 months on a halfway and leave them and go away. It just, the government is still grappling with a lot of things. They're trying to do audit, and audit takes a lot of time. Like on Tuesday, on tomorrow, I heard that the Ministry of Justice will be drawing a lot of indictments for former government officials. These are some of the things Martin Kollie did mention, that up to now there have been no prosecution for former officials. These things, they don't happen. These are not magical things, Yegesi. So to listen to the rescue Rambo, he said he going into civil society. You brought the government to power. You were given a task to perform. Did he present any report of what he did when he was appointed on the rescue mission, asset recovery of tax folks? Did he present any report to the Liberian people? But other than that, Martin Kollie just levied allegations, and also aside from that, he complains a lot. This is a man that should be given a responsibility. I think those who follow him should just follow him for merrymaking and all of that, but not to listen to it. Yeah, you can't give this man a task after a few months, he did not. I know that there were some successes within the asset recovery. Despite there are mistakes done, but there were successes. You should outline the role that he played in those successes.
Okay.
Or tomorrow, there will be huge pronouncement in this country about the indictment of former official. Martin Kollie should not just come on radio or go on social media and write things. You know, I saw him writing about Grispy's appointing chief of protocol. You know, the chief of protocol appointed, he has been in that role for many years. So to just come and criticize people, I think that is the strength of Martin Kollie.
Okay.
It's just like maybe Yeke Kolba, who will not go in the ruling party, because if you are in a ruling party, there's a lot more people expect from you. You can't be in a ruling party.
Okay.
Because if you are in a ruling party, when people horses are flooded, you're looking for mattresses and things. But if you are in the opposition and your work is to just grossly criticize for in the morning, in the night, in the rain, in the sun, and in the dew to criticize, those are places Martin Kollie, Yeke Kolba, and the rest of the people belong.
Okay.
And like you said, quickly,
Yeah.
Yekesi, like Chokon said, I think perhaps sometimes people get to realize, and I think maybe Martin Kollie also is trying to learn from Costa, because when you are into activism, it's not good to support a particular party.
That's
When you
That's the
support
point,
a
Dennis.
particular party, you become indicted, and people, the liking of the public, the following, will
diminish.
will decrease
Diminish
and
a
all
lot.
of that, because they will see you not as being part of, you know, they always they say corrupt system and the problems of Liberia. But if you are into activism, you criticize, you know, government, you hold into tax and things, you tend to see people will not follow you. People will like the activities.
And you
But when
have
it
to
comes
be
to government, all
consistent.
of that,
You
consistent with
have
what
to
you
be
do.
consistent.
So I think some of
Martin
the
Luther King and
For me,
all those people were not moving here and there. They go in government, they elected take small pay, then they come by and say, "Oh, we're not in government." Martin Luther King, 1963, the March on Washington. It was not by somebody leading the government coming here. And
So for me, I think the mistake that Martin made. Martin had always been an activist, a political activist, civil rights activist. I've known him to be, and I thought he would have played similar role during the elections.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, he did not do that. He chose to support a side, and that side was the Unity Party. And he supported that side, according to him, because he was of the conviction that the Unity Party, you know, if elected, will deliver. He trusted the ability of Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka. You know, that if he's elected president, he's already is, you know, that he will perform. But also, on the other hand, I don't have problem with this resignation. From the Unity Party. I don't have problem with his decision. And I think his decision is a patriotic decision. It's a patriotic decision. It's a decision that I think a lot of young people, even our old politicians, they don't do. Especially so if they are enjoying from the system. For example, the government comes to power and you are appointed in a certain position, and because you get paid at the end of the month, you know, you sit there, you keep mute. You think there's nothing black about that government.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So I think Martin Kollie stepping aside from supporting the Unity Party for the fact that he's not going to join another political party. All right, he's not going to join an opposition political party.
You don't have to
he's
conclude.
leaving.
We have election 5 years away.
It's still 5.
We have election 5 years away.
Now, Martin,
But you are saying
going by what he said for now.
you are saying he's not going to join any political party. 5
I'm
years
saying he's
from now,
not. He's
Martin
not yet
might just
joined.
flip again to
Martin
another
Kollie
political
has not
institution.
yet joined. Do you agree with me that Martin Kollie has not yet joined a political
I will
party?
not agree.
Since he resigned yesterday.
I will not
But the
agree.
thing about it, like I see right now, there's no
I'm not talking about the
election.
future. I'm talking about the present. Martin Kollie said he resigned from the UP, from supporting the UP.
He joined the opposition bloc.
If I listen to him, I listened to him yesterday. He said that he's going to support the Unity Party if he feels that, or he thinks, or if he sees them doing the right thing. He sees Ambassador Bwaka, he sees, the Unity Party doing good. Of course, he's going to talk about it. But he needs a space where he can sit in to feel comfortable, to speak to the ills of the Unity Party, and to also speak to the progresses of the Unity Party.
When did he realize
And
that?
I don't want to see that as a problem. So I think I don't have any problem with Martin Collie's resignation. He probably just need a space,
where he's comfortably
to speak all sides. To speak to the ills of the Unity Party government, and to speak to the positive things that the Unity Party government will do. So for me, like I said, the only mistake that I think he made was affiliating himself with a political party. I think he's always been a civil rights activist, a political activist. He just should have remained in that role, But now, because of that mistake, like Denny said, he's going to lose a lot of followings. A lot of people were not taken serious, like seditious weren't taken seriously. All right, like Unity Party partisans, a lot of them wouldn't,
the man will just be a Costana. Nobody will take you. Nobody will take you seriously. You have to be consistent in what you do. If you support a cause, no matter what happens, you should work around it to make sure that it works. The government is still picking up. You move away from the government and say you're going to say now somewhere to be saying good or bad thing about the government and all of that. Okay. When you say a good thing, the government, there are a few people who will listen to it. The bad things, those who believe that the government will do zero, will also believe, what you say. But what happens to your own advocacy and consistency? You know where.
Okay, let's go to the lines and hear Liberians on these issues.
So the indictment going to be announced on tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm not a government mouthpiece, but I'll brief on that. Yeah,
sometimes you can want to get the information like you're supposed to.
Yeah, we need to get him that information, Minister.
Okay, so call us on 0777 1075 777 1075 1075 are the numbers to put you through. The Spoon 1075 Mega Daily Cash Prize is on. The radio entertainment game is on, and 40 persons will be winning this morning. So to be a part of the draw, all you need to do is to pick up your phone and dial *799# using your non-star cell SIM card. Select number 3 for Spoon FM. Once you select number 3, the next thing you want to do is to pay the playing fee, which is just 70 cents USD or 100 Liberian dollars. And once you pay the playing fee using your mobile money accounts, both LD and US, you automatically get into the draw. If you don't have money on your mobile money account, you can, buy the recharge card and activate it on your SIM card, and you play it from there. You can play multiple times because it's a raffle draw. So the more you play, the more your chances are to win. So 40 persons, not 20 now, 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars. So there's a high probability that if you play, you will win because there's going to be a lot of winners, Joe. 0777-771-075, 0555-101-075. Let's talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's talk to another person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, I'm going from Upper Kollie, Louisiana.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, the direction of Mantic, I see to look at something big. If I work in an institution, if the institution is not going well, I see that in the future will not be correct. I resign from there to stop my name. If I leave there, my legacy will damage. So the individual see they are telling you that maybe he himself too that something you see there, he stay there. But if he come to himself, when you see reality, when he himself wants to you resign there
the men are inside the men are part of energy. I said you want to tell me you want to tell us that you part of energy, but everybody is not part of energy, any political party. Thank you. Let's talk to another person. Good morning, your name where you join us from. Joba is like you talking like you part of energy.
No, but it's the reality though. Martin Kollie.
Good morning.
That's to apologize to those who led to unity.
Let's say your name where you join us from.
My name is Mohammed Kane, and I'm joining you from Central Monrovia.
Mohammed, let's hear you.
Let me say this. You just put it right. You see, Martin is beginning to create harm for himself. You know, Martin has positioned himself to be an autocratic man. A man who anywhere, any environment he finds himself in, anything that he imposes, nobody should oppose to it, and everybody, but you see that he's the most clever man anywhere that he finds himself. That's the position of Martin. Now look at the thing that he has done. He resigned. The government is about to induct people on things that you are yearning for. This government is not taking shit as you say.
The man now say when you resign, you will not support the government when the government doing the right thing.
No, it don't matter. Say you resign, the government will still continue. President Butler, the President Butler you knew before, it's not the President Butler today that you get a fool and get instructed. The president is the president like any other president in the world. So they make decisions on the basis of what will the impact on the society and the person who characters as to be maintained. So if Martin feels that the government is not proceeding right because the President Gracie is a minister of state, maybe the president is the president's friend. Even my brother said, I can employ anybody for the matter of fact that you and myself when they see school, you are my schoolmate, you are my classmate. That's the essence of relationship. So employees the President Gracie because they not support Joseph Butler, that will not be the issue. That is not an issue. And it can never be an issue. Thank you very much.
Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. This is William Sando, and I'm from Central Monrovia.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me make my input on the issue Martin Kollie. You know, all young people feel from the environment that know Martin Kollie. You know his role, he has played, whether he has been on the basis of political interest or very much himself. But what he has demonstrated is somehow questionable. My analysis that I made on his book was that who got this government came up out of the argument said that the government is best suited and the government gives their responsibility. Up to date, Martin Kollie has not informed us as to what was his role play, all of those things that he saw wrong, and that led him to leave out of the thing. And today he says he's going back into activism on grounds that he wants to protect his image and whatever. That is questionable and that is a contradiction.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Melvin William. I joined the conversation with Pastor and
Okay.
Yeah, I think one thing we ought to understand is there's a difference between an advocate and a politician. Martin Kollie is an advocate and not a politician. It is politicians that will see the wrong thing in a system that they brought the power and will remain there and continue to put all of the wrong of the fight. But Martin Kollie have always been for the people, not for a particular political party. Yes, but Martin Kollie said all the work against the Unity Party regime, doing every regime. Martin said all of the work, and CDC benefited for the advocacy. So this 2023, he saw the CDC doing wrong, and he saw the Unity Party as the best vehicle to level with the people. And he supported the fact that Martin Kollie is not a member of the Unity Party. Martin Kollie is just going back to play his role as a pure right advocate that he is. That is when he job. He's not as a politician, so you stop understanding that and stop catching name on Martin or saying that.
Thank you. Let's hear another person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Captain Do from every single.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, my brother said it right. You know, there must something that I get to know that more once they decide to go politically, and it lose relevance. It happened to the guy that went to water and sewer. It ain't happy to the late guy or to there are many. So as the brother said, Martin, if you are activist, be an activist. When you struggle for a political party, the party to come out, you don't even go 1, 2, 3 years. And you are leaving, you now tell us sending a appointment after quality, send March, you're not here. We have to also so that you tell that you resign. So we say that.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling. Let's hear another person here. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and where you join us from, ma'am?
I need a D-War. I'm calling from opposite aluminum factory.
Okay.
Martin Kollie wanted something. He wanted something. He wanted to be like Costa. But you see, in this world, if you decide to be of yourself, be yourself. Be yourself.
Why do you want that so?
You know, I know. It was a naked.
You say you want that something. You say you want that something. You say the man want that something.
You wanted something. Because what you're doing now, and you flip flopping, you know you wanted something. Because if you do want something, and you in a party, and you want to leave. But don't go and run. What are your opinion about the party? Thank you. That's my opinion.
D-War.
Yeah.
You have been in this for a longer time now, and you know you are one of those that we're hoping that something can be done in your interest. You've been supporting the Unity Party. She left the line, yes, a longer time. You know, even during the Manasseh Leaf regime, you hear D-War, you know, on the line calling, and even during the CDC administration till now. So she's one of those that I think if something is true in her way, I think followers of the Unity Party would be happy about that.
So she should be paid.
Yeah, the others have been paid.
You campaigning for a job for her now.
Yeah, she actually been there. She actually been there.
Okay, let's talk to this person. Another person on the line. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, yes, good morning to your colleagues. Good morning to the School of Management.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Jerry Gina, and I joined from this today.
All right.
No, yes, in life, if you feel that nothing is good for you, and you choose to be the best, you will lose relevance. You will lose relevance. I used to love you, boss. I mean, when I say love you, advocacy. Okay. Everywhere Martin goes now, it becomes problem.
You got a man talking against you.
Use the line during the campaign time, eh? Use the line during the campaign time, eh?
No, for any time.
For
any time. This is the sea border. Now, ambassador and for the 12 years. Then he should drop behind CDC. Now, the party with ambassador yesterday, she jumped behind the same party against this election. So, Martin, my question is, what do you want? Or who are you, by the way, now?
Martin became more relevant to me in the 6th party.
Malima used to have respect in South Africa. But today, he has lost relevant both and who party he was part of. He cannot begin to go and find a who party. So in life, you have to be consistent. If you have been, you can put things into order.
Thank you.
In the family, if your children, I mean, you want your children to go astray.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to our listening audience. This is the voice of Prince Kollie. I think for District 5 respectively. Am I right?
Go ahead. I know I respect the committee.
Thank you. Like I said, and for me, I speak for cooperation from Martin Kollie. And then the little lucky do is the choice I made. It is not working the way I thought. And I don't blame people either that beating on him. For me, I had serious problem with Martin Kollie when he accepted. You know, when you are advocate, the issue about government job, you need to be very strategic and know at what location. But at this very early stage, for Kollie to even accept to work in the government, I have serious problem with it. Yes, now, he has been called up now on the highway, revolutionary cause road. So where do we go now? So to even backslide now to go back into advocacy, will people take it serious as the way they used to take it before? And on the other hand, credit pay. It's better account. When you notice something, there's a saying that it's better for the soul to die than it's secret to live.
Thank you very much. Folks, that's it. We take just a few more calls and call it a day on this edition of the show. But don't forget to keep on playing the Spoon 1075 Mega Daily Cash Splash calls. We are drawing many winners here this morning on the show. 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars right here on the show. So it's now double of what we've been doing. So dial the playing code star 799 hatch, star 799 hatch, select number 3 for Spoon FM and choose how to pay the playing fee. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars. 40 persons will be walking away with 2,500 Liberian dollars. So too many people will be winning here. So you want to be a part of the winners here this morning by just dialing the playing code. Let's go back to the lines and talk to 3 more callers before calling a day. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Oh, okay. We lost that caller. Let's talk to this other person. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but the numbers are 0777 77 1075, 0777 77 1075, 0555 101075. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you join us from? Please lower the volume of the radio or walk away from it, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's hear you. Yeah, better. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Hello, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm under the program now, but I'm having a serious issue here. The water enter my place. No way to get out of the house. So I'm figuring how we live from the water stay in the place to Omiyao. Point far, the Overton Public School. I'm right on the road. The water filling the whole area. That's the problem I have.
Okay, thank you. But we've been talking about that this morning. We even opened the lines for folks to call and talk about it. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Henry McGill, and I call from my resident SKD Boulevard.
Henry, let's hear you.
Yeah, the issue of Martin Kollie, he didn't get resigned because he wants to resign. He resigned because there was no roadmap for the Asa recovery. You cannot leave the LCC who is called with the responsibility to treat us like Nigeria, and the guys, they are trained. Most of them went Australia, they get training from the anti-corruption academy. Then you come and just take somebody who been all along been into advocacy, and so you come and recover access. It's not just possible. They recruit the wrong people, so that's why you see the issue of recovery. They have nowhere to stem from. That the entire institution is disarrayed. So they were misplaced. They hired the wrong people. So Martin Kollie could not fit in the system because there was nothing he could come up with there. Because you're not trained. You're not trained in that area. So it was the reason he resigned, because you cannot work with an institution that you cannot perform. So he didn't just resign because the government is doing this, government is doing that. For me, yeah, I just.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm part of the program now. I think we're discussing Martin Kollie open what you were explaining. This content now like the West. Practically, I want to tell you this morning. School FM, they could discuss with the president here. If you don't be drastic, they will spoil the government. One, that access to recovery. Even if you settle, you have to make sure he declares publicly. Then besides that, if you see what the corporate is going behind, this massive corruption. I'm telling you that there's nothing that different people will be here for. They will want to steal to pay off themselves and do the public behind. These are the problems. And the government that came in power, they came to rescue us. So what the government to work on now, the economy and work on those big forests that are there. I'm talking about the big people that are corrupt. We the one manipulating and honor manage this present government because they will do other people will do things and they will be honor it to back them for even the justice ministry. Can you imagine how poor man like me, then you can't bribe me 50,000 US. You think when you bribe me that kind of money, I'll be able to go behind somebody for any issue. Even the zero push, we are observing that corruption is going on. There are some people getting complete to the court. He doesn't get no thing yet. Look, this government got to work. This government got to work in the interest of the people.
Thank you very much. And so, folks, let's take this last caller. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from? Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you.
All right. My name is Josiah Smooth for me from the Government East Island, Government 540.
Josiah, go ahead.
No, let me say this. On the Madike Airport, the Veteran College, that's his opinions. We all was on the team, and we are still honest about we have no regret. We are still supporting the regime. But when it is wrong, the people in the world, that doesn't mean that you're not supporting the government. Let me say this. I will still into you. We raise our life when you butcher someone, they put that today. So let us win. We use our resources that we're doing for our own pockets. My own organization, our power is national health professionals. There's no one we did to bring JMB to power. But when the war is on, we should pinpoint that one like we are doing. Like example, the asset quality that come emergency announcement. If you are able to recover assets, all those that are appointed on that committee, they then declare the asset to LCC because you're coming for asset. So you should declare your asset so you can be transparent so we can know the job you're coming to. They then declare the asset.
Okay.
Publicly. So these are things we should be seen as country.
Thank you very much. So that's it, folks. That's all the time we have for the calling segment. Thanks to all of you for your calls. And for those of you playing the radio game, we give you just two more minutes now to do that. Dial star 799 hash, select number 3 for Spoon FM. Choose how to pay the playing fee, and you stand a chance to win 2,500 Liberian dollars. The playing fee is 70 cents US or 100 LD. Yeah.
And I think the last caller kind of summed it up with the issue of Martin Kollie and others. I think the issue about job too is something because like he said, they went in the trenches and all of that. And even the Martin Kollie, we realized that there were people who were wondering why he has not gotten a job and all of that. So some of the factors too could be the reason for which, he would be talking and all of that.
No job?
No job, like no permanent job, no appointment, ministerial position.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, folks, does it took on anything finally?
I think it's okay. Like Jenny said, the caller setting, but if you say if Kollie is saying that whether they declare the asset or not, those are recommendations he should have made to the chairperson of the team. It is not to come here when you're angry now before you start saying all the nasty things about you should make a recommendation. Oh, Mr. Chairman, can we declare our asset? Can we publish it? Can we do this? Can we? That's why you are a teammate. You're on a team to play this game, and you should work together. You should coordinate. You can see. It is not to come here after you finish resigning to say all the bad things that you couldn't recommend, things that you could not address to be saying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me please call to some of our winners here this morning on the radio game. Please do not play again. If you are playing, don't play again. We are now drawing the winners, so do not play. If you play, you are doing it on your own. So let's try to call some of the good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Did you play the radio game?
Yes.
Okay. Have you received any message?
Yes.
Okay. What does the message say?
2,500.
Okay, 2,500 Liberian dollars. Thank you for playing and congratulations. Enjoy your money, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's call just one more person.
Got 1 minute to go.
Yeah, let's try to squeeze in this person. one of our winners here. Okay, the phone is ringing. All right, so folks, that's it. For those of you who played the radio game and won, congratulations. I'm calling one more person. 40 persons won here this morning on the show. Let's quickly talk to this person. Good morning, your name and where you join us from.
I'm on Trevor Community.
Okay, you played the radio game, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you've received a message in your phone, right?
Yes.
What does it say?
It said I won 2,500.
Okay, so congratulations. So you check your mobile money account, you get 2,500 there.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. And so 38 other persons won like that. So congratulations to all of you. It's 10 o'clock. Thanks for your listening role. Coming up next is news summary from our news and current affairs department. Join us tomorrow when we hope to be back here again with another edition of the show. Bye-bye.